fanfiction.net. Archive of our own. Space battles. The other ones.
Only the moderators, those who had the power to ban evil, prevented Delta from posting his Harry Potter x Voldemort fanfics. But when the moderators were needed most, they vanished. 100 years passed. And now the analogy started to fall apart. The metaphor didn't make any sense, and Delta was able to post his trash fanfics everywhere. Anyway, sorry for the introduction. I just needed a joke to start the video, and although the moderation of space battles is a joke, we won't just be talking about that today. I am your generic self-insert, and today I will be talking about the different sites for fanfiction. Technically, any site can be a site for fanfiction. You can write your fanfiction in the comments of a random video on YouTube, or make a video about something, to the point it becomes fanfiction. But there are better places for fanfiction. Places where you'll find other fans of fanfiction, and where people can roast your work properly. I'm talking about fanfiction sites. Places like fanfiction.net, Archive of Our Own, and the smaller ones. Most likely you have heard of the big two. If you haven't, then I suggest quitting fanfiction right now, while you still can. But even to those already lost to fanfiction, the other fanfiction sites are a mystery. Fanfiction.net is the most obvious fanfiction site. It is, after all, in the URL. It is a site far older than most of the sites and has some of the best and largest collections of fanfics. This is great for older, more established fandoms, but smaller or newer fandoms are less present on this site. The site has a lot of features, and it even has an app, allowing you to read on the road. The main downside of fanfiction, however, is that the site is older than most people watching this video. This is both reflected in its design and the skeleton crew running it. Every few weeks, fanfiction.net will stop working for no reason, and if you have a problem, there's most likely no one that will help you. Also, there are ads, but I assume you have ad blocker. Now, if you are part of a newer or smaller fandom, you most likely have heard of Archive of Our Own. In case you don't know about Archive of Our Own, it is a fanfic site that allows people to post every kind of fanfic, and yes, that means everything. Even Delta is allowed to post here. To filter the massive quantity of fanfics, A3 has a very advanced tagging system. Authors can add tags to their story. Things like tropes, genres, characters, and their favorite food are included in the tagging system. In fact, Archive's tagging system is so elaborate and free, you'll spend most of your time reading tags instead of fics, because these tags will take up half of your screen. The site lacks some of the functionality that fanfiction.net has, like analytics, a mobile app, and the ability to DM people. Archive of Our Own is a non-profit site. This means there are no ads, and it is actively being managed by a team that helps the writers with issues such as plagiarism. These are the big two sites for fanfiction. There are some smaller ones. One of these sites is Fanfiction, a site dedicated to My Little Pony fanfiction, which strangely has more gore than the other two combined. The Jedi Council is similar to Fanfiction, but for Star Wars fanfiction. Although I've heard they've had some fierce competition from Disney lately, who's releasing their own Star Wars fanfiction. Two other sites you might have heard about are Space Battles and Sufficient Velocity. These sites are for worm fanfics only, and nothing else. There's absolutely nothing on these sites but worm fanfics. Most of them die after Leviathan arrived, though. There are also sites that are for original stories but allow fanfiction on them. These sites are less geared towards fanfiction and usually feature a smaller fandom. Wattpad is one of those sites. It has original stories and fanfiction. The most popular fanfics on Wattpad feature a character named Your Name. Not much is known about Your Name, but they for sure are getting a big harem. Royal Road and Web Novel are two sites that are very similar, so I decided to just put them together. These two sites feature a lot of original stories that are about progression and power fantasy. They allow fanfiction, but the fanfics tend to mirror the themes and style of the original stories. I'm just saying, if you're posting your smut over there, you better make sure the character is leveling up while drawing his blade. Wink. So, these are the sites for fanfics. Of course, there are even more, but these are the main sites you want to post your work to, if you want traffic, friends, or build a career as a fanfic writer. Now you might wonder which of these sites is best suited for you. It largely depends on which fandom you're part of, how well you write, and what you want out of it. But one thing you can be sure of.
Your favorite fanfics will die, regardless of the platform.
Math and fanfic aside, thank you all for 600 subs. Thanks to App for being late. Also, there's a Discord server, and there will be cake awaiting.